Leah Pritchett with a 3.672 second pass at 327.90 miles per hour. Her second career #1 qualifying position, career best at Pomona, your home track, Redlands native. How cool is that to get that #1?
I don't think there could be a bigger roster of better things, from Redlands Daily Facts, my home paper, to the entire world tuning in, watching in what I consider one of the most prestigious races in the world. This is not just my home track where I first went down the drag strip, but that's worlds of difference than what we just laid out down there. I have to say, people talk about confidence all the time. This is exactly where that stands. That run we had before, that 70, we had more in it. We wore through the clutch, way too much. And when Todd tells me, hang on, and after going through the data that we went through, I'm like, I'm giving this everything I got. If it starts a sachet, so what? If it goes 2 feet past the finish line, so what? We got brakes, we got parachutes. We are going to get every ounce out of this run. Flirt with that stage bulb as much as possible. I know we're 1 thou away from the world record of officially the quickest, but that, we got like 23 and a half more races to go after that. To be honest, we haven't really talked about it, but it's all in our heads, so to speak. Yes, we're a little bit light on field. We have 15 cars. So the #1 spot is tenfold as important as it is in any full field class, because tomorrow we have a bye run. And more than that, it's another test session that we can make up for not getting, on Friday. This is exactly a testament to things that I saw in the off season. We don't have a whole bunch of different parts than anybody else. Those guys are right on our heels, 100%. I mean, we're off by 200s on the tree, you're going to get waxed. So the meticulous work that my guys have done in the off season, the attention to detail, plus this extra power that we've been able to create, we showed that in Phoenix, we put it on the track. Like, I wasn't super too excited about the 65 from Phoenix. I'm like, that's testing. This is racing. Let's do it when it counts. We did it when it counts, and I could not be more excited. And it took every single one. It took Papa John's, Fire, Mopar, Pennzoil, Dodge, and the entire Schumacher crew. I'm the lucky one that gets to have the balls to hang on and get it there as quickly as possible, and really relish in this moment. You don't know how long it's ever going to last, so it's a good way to kick off the season.
Congratulations, you beat Courtney Force's record for most words without taking a breath.
Yeah. Good.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. Hey, when you get out of a rocket like that, it's not a lot of things that go through your mind, but afterwards, a lot of things go through your mind.
Yeah,
but she hasn't caught up to John Force.
So
I'm not trying to. We're just trying to be us.
Last year, you refused to give up. I mean, you're like that picture of what the stork's got the frog and frog's reaching down around the throat. That was you last year. Could you have ever envisioned this today?
I have envisioned it before when I was standing right there in the restricted area pass section when I didn't have a restricted pass, and watching these guys at exactly this time freezing in the corner, hoping and praying that I would get to be here. And I envisioned, you can't have a goal and chase after something like qualifying #1 at Pomona or winning a U.S. Nationals or maybe a world champion someday. You can't do those things without envisioning. Is it a far dream? For sure, it was back then. Am I closer to it now? Absolutely. But for it to happen, like, you can hear it in my voice. Like, the only thing that gets better is if we, take home, wear the yellow hat.
You won your first national event last year in Phoenix after securing your first full-time ride, and now to go to #1 here. Does this one rank up there or above that?
I think so far the Phoenix one ranks above this because that's a win. I mean, I don't know the last time in Top Fuel that #1 qualifier went on to take the win, or how many times that happens, throughout a season. That's a very difficult task to do. So, and it will rank above that if we end up, doing a really fantastic, awesome job like we've been doing. Then that'll rank above it. But right now, I mean, winning is major key.
Yeah, describe the feeling of that run.
Well, let's see. I'm gonna take it back to the run before that.
Okay.
The car was doing just absolutely fine. We shook a little bit through. It got to 330. We're doing great, and the clutch just absolutely welded. And we have 6 discs, and it doesn't typically do that. And that's because we wore so much. And the car started to make 2 really extensive moves on the top end. I'm holding on. I'm like, I need to let go so I can hit my parachutes because this is a really short, shutdown at Pomona. And I thought, man, okay, I know what that's like. I know that we're going to throw more at it and fix the problems we had on our 70 run. And I'm going to hang on no matter what and see if I can do any better to keep it from sashaying down the track. And this right lane seems to be a little bit better for us than the left. So going through it, I left. I'm like, yep, I felt like I had a good light because as a driver, that's what we're practicing here too. We just had like a little bit of quiver at like 250 feet, nothing substantial at all. That's when it felt like a 65 run. It felt like that run from Phoenix. And then we get down there past half track. I feel it lock up a little bit, but not as bad as it had before. Stayed in the groove and then just focused on hitting my chutes in time. And I knew it was fast. The first thing I did, got on the radio, asked what the number was. Sometimes when you have like a really long distance, the quarter mile plus, radios don't work. So I'm shutting down in silence. Like I know that's fast. I don't know how fast it was, and until I got out and asked one of my crew guys. But it was smooth. That's what I've learned. The really really fast quick runs are some of the smoothest, and the ones where you're driving around and fighting it are not quite as quick.
Thank you.
You sound pretty excited.
I don't know how you could not be. Like I said, I'm a fortunate one, and we get to do this. It takes every ounce of focus and girth and tenacity that I have and blocking everything out that happens in our world, which is I'm so blessed to be able to have it happen. But I want this bad. My team wants it bad, and that's what we're proving. And it's as bad as we want it. It shows an excitement when you get it.
I mean, what, your first racer when you were like 8 years old, so now you are 20 years later, and what would this mean to you?
This would probably, for me, rank above a U.S. Nationals. It would. Because when I would win, we didn't get trophies here. We got plaques. And we would line our juniors up right in front of this tower right here, and there'd be like 2 people watching, and we would host our own little ceremonies. And to be able to get up on a stage someday here would be incredible. But again, that's tomorrow, 24 hours from now. It'd mean everything, but we have a lot of work to do tomorrow to see. I don't know what happened out there. I felt like when it sashayed a little bit at the top end, not as bad as the 70 run. Maybe I felt like we're spinning a little bit. Could be a side wind that we have here at Pomona, but either way, small moments in time, and we're enjoying them.
But I mean, here you are, all these years later. I mean, obviously it's something you dreamed about for a long time, and now you're within reach.
It's definitely within reach. We're at the top. It's interesting. I don't usually like to post or do social media during race weekends. I feel like it's a little bit distracting, but it's a necessity to what we do. And I was just kind of feeling it. We're in a really good groove in the pit. It's actually really dark in there too. It's like a dungeon dragon. It's extremely dark, and we have nothing to lose but throw everything at it. And I knew everyone else was throwing something at it too. And I sent out a post. I'm like, we're hitting it hard from the 3rd spot. Like, can we make it to number 1? And I'm like, man, am I going to jinx myself? I'm out there to, the entire world. And I'm like, no, that's what you got to do. I had confidence because Todd has a lot of confidence, and so does Joe. And our guys, nobody has made any mistakes. And that takes, the first race of the year, people are still going through stuff. There's still rust being knocked off. But when you make 4 and 5 hits a day in Phoenix compared to 2 hits a day on your first race, it's like you over-condition. So, feeling good.